So let's talk Jade Shadows Constellations. Today is June 17th and we have the drop for the Jade Constellations mission, which comes along with Sirius and Orion, which you can see here on the screen. I'm really looking forward to playing this. I'm really looking forward to giving this a go, but I have one qualm. One thing that I would probably change. Now, before anyone gets butthurt or starts saying that I'm saying that this is bad, no, I'm really looking forward to this, really interested in it. It's just something that I would change on a personal level and how I would do things differently. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying there's something I would change. And this something is that I wouldn't let you have both Orion and Sirius. I like playing games where your choices have weight, your choices have consequences. I liked playing Fable, I liked playing games like that where when you made a choice, it made impacts on the game, distinct choices and changes to the game. I'm going to try and do this without spoilers as best I can, and I will be talking about the Jade Shadows mission as well as the Jade Constellations mission. So in the Jade Shadows, when you made your choice of Orion or Sirius, I think that when it came to the Jade Constellation, you get Orion or you get Sirius, not both. Now I think that the dual mechanic of them and the way that the ultimate works is really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to giving it a try. But also it could have been made that if you chose Orion, you get Orion. Sirius might be a background character or something that runs alongside you in the timeline, but you don't get to play as Sirius. And if you chose Sirius, same with Orion, they run alongside you, because I know that there's this whole eternalism, choices and consequences thing, you know, the diverging path, all of that stuff, which is cool. I really enjoy it. I love the thought process behind it. I really like the idea of it, the conceptualism of it. The concept of it. I think that the idea is great, and it's always one of those sort of things that you ponder, isn't it? You know, how many choices have you made that could have made your life completely and utterly different? I think the one thing that I would have done is I would have made it so that when you made your choice, that's it, no going back, done. But what are your thoughts? What do you think? I'm gonna go through some other bits about the update and the 10.0 live that I found quite interesting, and yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Looking at the dev stream 196, it was very interesting to find out that you can completely customize both, and that you'll have them both there on your wheel of sorts, and that you'll be able to customize them, also upgrade them both, which is interesting, because that means you're going to get, does that mean you're going to be able to work towards having two different frames being able to do two different things? So one is duration and range, one is strength and range, or one is just pure strength. That's a very interesting aspect. I think the abilities are incredibly interesting. Also, fun enough, so I chose Orion. One, I like red. Two, Orion is one of the more noticeable constellations in the sky for me. And then also the fact that Orion's abilities are named after some of the things that I find incredibly interesting within astrophysics and astroscience and stuff like that, with things like gravitic slash and event horizon, like black holes and stuff, like how they shape the universe. And I, like, honestly, bugging out, like weirdly geeking out about this. With Sirius, you've got more of a healer base, more aligned with Jade, whereas obviously Orion seems to be more aligned with Stalker, or at least how they're visualized and how they work. Orion seems to be more aligned with Stalker, you know, the attacking and the aggression, whereas Sirius seems to be more aligned with Jade, being the green and being like having the healing and the protection. So that's quite an interesting mock-up as well, an interesting build. Here we come to the ultimate move and the constellation, using up the constellation, using left and right, as you can see here, defined by the colors of the abilities you've been using. And then it's basically a Dragon Ball Z fight in midair, where you're showing off and showing off your abilities, and by the looks of things, creating like an AoE battlefield, where all of your strikes cause AoE damage to everyone around you. So every time that you collide, you're creating damage to the enemies. It's a very interesting Warframe setup. As they were saying on the dev stream, it's not an Equinox remake, if you will. It's not a rebuild of Equinox. These are two separate frames from two different timelines, from two different you know, thought processes, and they work together rather than being one individual. And then there's this, obviously having the customization, the Sayandana, having it be the swaddle for the children, and then having one side for Sirius, one side for Orion, and then having an ability to combine the two as well together, so you have one wing, like one winged angel. Anyway, sorry. And then you can put both wings on. I think that's really fucking cool. That's really cool. I can see a lot of Captura use for these, and my queen's going to be very happy. She's been doing a lot of Capturas recently, and I can see her using these a lot. And then obviously with this as well, with this update comes the new Railjack missions. And we're going to be able to use the railjacks from the new proto frames, which means that we can now use a railjack that's highly amped up. The one that you can see on the screen now is Venus, which is the proto frame of Garuda. Apparently it's maxed out for like pure damage, whereas Ryoku's is based around sort of stealth and sneak damage and stuff like that, which is cool. So hopefully that means that we'll be able to do a bit more of a railjack. I do enjoy railjack. I don't play it an awful lot, but I do actually enjoy it. I know that it can be a bugbear for a lot of the Warframe players, but I do really enjoy railjack. Are you happy that you're not going to be using your own railjack and you'll be using someone else's? Would you prefer to use your own? Which actually I think they did sort out. If I remember rightly earlier on in the dev stream, they did say that you can either use the proto frames railjack or you can use your own, which is good. I like the fact that you're given that choice. So yeah, that's kind of the main focus points for me. And I still think I would prefer to have been locked into my choice. I don't know about you guys. I don't know what you think. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you think I'm completely wrong, tell me why. But that's what I would want. I would want to see that our choices were locked in, and if I chose Orion, which I did, I was stuck with Orion. Let me know who you chose. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much.